All right, Eric, it looks like it's just going to be you today. We can go ahead and get started. We'll start with Coach Lou.
All right, Coach, let's talk about that regional and that finale with Duke. Just tell me about that Sunday game and kind of the back and forth and really how that's going to help your team here moving forward to the Supers.
It was a really fun game, and it was fun to just see the team continue to respond. In the moments where we went down, to just keep coming back and coming back and coming back and having the belief and the faith that we could do it. It was a great game. It was a good regional. I thought Duke played a really good game. I think they're a really good team. But just super proud of our team for their grit and their fight and, figuring out a way to get it done. At the end of the day, you try to get the best offense, the best defense, and the best pitching you can get done. You got to just continue to, if one part doesn't happen, then you go get it in another part, and then you keep fighting to find a way to get it done on the field. I thought Sid Chambly was really fun because we went down, we were up, I don't know, by 3 runs or something early, and then we went down by several runs, and she came into the dugout, and she was just like, hey, guys, we're going to do this. She got the team together, and she's like, I can feel this. We're doing awesome. She's super positive, and just to see the team just like, just almost like it just took the weight off of everybody, and everybody just freed it up and went out and played softball.
Is that what you noticed from the SEC tournament concluding to the regional? Is that what changed with the team there within that week?
I think we got to get into some good practice. I think Coach Tony did a really good job working with the hitters and figuring out a good plan that would work against the opponents in that regional. And it was nice to actually get 3-4 days in a row of really good training. And I think that really paid off. And the girls, I have to say a lot to them. The biggest credit to them is the fact that during the stretch when things were going our way is that they stayed strong together. Nobody ended up pointing fingers and being negative, and just staying resilient and knowing that, if we just continue to work and work and work, that good things would happen. And so I'm proud of them for knowing that if they just stayed strong, stayed the course, that they could find a way to get it done. And I'm just really proud of the team. I think, this team is really special. They're very young. We have some really good leaders within the team. But just the fact that they just keep battling, that makes me so proud. They're just really special girls.
Well, it wouldn't be a postseason run without running into an SEC team, and in particular in Florida. It seems like this happens every few years. As someone who's been in the game, do you wish that the committee would look into that? I've talked to Coach Weekly about this because Tennessee, every time they got to a super regional, they would get paired up with an SEC team. Is this something you wish as coaches, the committee would look into that and try to avoid these kind of interconference matchups?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I do think that, it makes it feel more like it feels like a conference series. I know that there's more on it, but it does feel like a conference series. This is what we do every weekend throughout the year. And, we have a great rivalry with Florida. So it's, it's one of those games you look forward to playing. But it is the fun thing about also the regional was that it was different people we didn't know. And so that kind of made it feel more like postseason, where this kind of feels more like conference, even though the World Series is on the other side of it. I do think, and I feel like it's a way for them to assure more conferences to get into the NCAA. I don't know for sure what they do or why they do what they do. I'm sure it has to do with strength schedule and all that stuff, but it does feel like it's manipulated a little bit to have more representation across the country in the final 8.
5 years ago, you played the same super regional. It was a memorable super regional when you knocked them off and you got to the Women's College World Series. What do you remember from that super regional 5 years ago that got you to Oklahoma City? It was a pretty memorable super regional for the people that watched it.
I think, a lot of the same, just, a lot of it was just the positive mindset and the belief that let's go out there and play Georgia softball, that we can scrap and fight and find a way to get it done. But probably the most memorable thing for me was that it was Kaylee Paiola that hit the bomb. Because, again, we had a good week of training at that point, and it went really well. But Kaylee had been a starter for us, and that year she moved into the role as a pinch hitter. And she worked hard and worked hard and worked hard and was very positive, and kind of like Sydney Chambly was last weekend, just in the sense that, there's a kid who got moved out of a starting position, accepted her role, and then had the opportunity with 2 strikes to get to do something big and was able to do it. It's a moment that I will never forget personally, just because of the way that she fought through the adversity through the year and was still able to have a great mindset, a great attitude, wanted to do whatever she could do to help the team, and then had the opportunity and was able to capitalize on it. So it was a very special team. And the fact that, they had a great mindset, but man, for that to happen for Moose, is what we call her, Kaylee Pailua, it was just something special that I will never, ever forget.
Yeah, it's one of the great memorable moments in postseason history in the sport. I mean, that everybody remembers where they were when that happened there. Where does that rank in your career in that moment? To it's not only to get to the Women's College Worlds, but it's such a dramatic way to get into it.
It was really fun. There's a lot of moments that stand out to me, and that's absolutely on the high part of the list. And again, the amount of emotion that the whole team felt, not for Moose. It was fun. They were going to the World Series. That was why we've been working all year long. But for her to be the one to get it done, it really just took it to another level for all of us.
Obviously, this year you played in Athens earlier in the year. How much do you go back to that series in preparation for this weekend, or how much do you kind of not go back because, Florida's probably different? You're different now than you were back then.
Definitely. I think that, teams, it's in a wave, things happen in a wave. I feel like, we've looked over that information, but again, we're here now and we need to focus on what we're doing now and just compete, play the game hard.
What stands out from Florida now that you see them now since you've seen them in Athens?
I have to give them a lot of credit. They're a really good team. They're extremely well coached. The pitching coach has done an outstanding job with their pitchers, with their staff, and the way that they work their staff. Tim obviously always does a great job with the team overall. A really good motivator, a really good teacher. So I don't know. It seems very much a similar team. They're playing hard. They play the game the right way, and just looking forward to getting out there and battling it out.
You've battled against Coach Walton for so many years. What stands out about him that makes him so successful as what he's done over there in Florida?
I think he just has a really good, I think his plan from day one teaches his kids to be prepared for the last day. And he's a really good teacher. And, the teaching is preparing those kids to be able to be successful at the end of the day, not just in that game.
When you look at this matchup, what's going to be the keys for your team to be successful in this series?
Continue just to be resilient, focus on what we're doing, trust the plan at the plate, and get good swings off.
Well, Coach, good luck this weekend. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. All right. You have a good
Thanks,
one.
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Eric, I've got both Sydney's and Savannah Sykes. Is there somebody you wanted to talk to first, or any particular preference you have?
No, you could go in any order.
Okay. Sydney Chambliss.
No, we can go in either way. I'll try to keep it short because I know you guys got to get going. So
Perfect. We'll start with Sydney Chambliss.
Frozen.
Eric, you still with us?
take me to that regional, Sydney. What was it like to be a part of? Yep. Oops, sorry.
I'm really sure with Wi-Fi this weekend.
All right, you hear me now?
Yes, got you.
You there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You got me? All right, cool. Here we go. So take me back to the Athens Regional. What was it like to win that thriller on Sunday against Duke?
It's for sure one of the best memories I have so far. Just after the game, running to Mary and everyone running towards each other, just that, we did it, we made it, we knew we could get here, we knew we could do it. Just like that sense of relief, that all the confidence and the belief that you had put into yourself, that you'd put into each other, finally had not only paid off, but proven itself to be true.
Was there a turning point in the last week or two that you felt for your team that, hey, we've turned things around here, that we're going to not only win this regional, we're going to make a big postseason run?
I think for me in particular, it's just a mindset we had in practice that we wanted to get better. We wanted to fix what we could. We wanted to just really trust the process and, trust the training that we're putting in. And we all knew we could do it. And so for us, but I think practicing really just locked that in for us to get back out on the field and just do what we do, have no pressure, and just critique maybe, or get out of your head a little bit and just go back to playing softball and having fun with it.
How have you grown as a player right now compared to the start of the year?
I would say for me, growing in awareness with my team of just how to pick one another up, how to speak to each individual differently in different scenarios, and learning about different people, and definitely learning from other people as well. And, asking, I thought about this, what do you think? And just being open to critique each other and to be encouraging to one another. So for me, it's just been the team chemistry, the team atmosphere, and really embracing it.
Playing Florida again, what's your reaction there? You played them already this year. Is it easier to prepare because you've already seen them and played them?
I think it's just that, Georgia softball, and I think it's awesome that we get to have a rivalry in the super regionals. The first one didn't go our way, and so we're really excited. We're really pumped, and I think we might have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder to come out here to Florida and play them in a super regional. And I think it's going to be exhilarating and it's going to be fun, because at the end of the day, we're getting to play in a super regional, and it just so happens that we've played our opponent before. So I think it's just going to be fun to get in there with some familiar faces and just get after it.
What's the keys this weekend for your team to be successful?
I think just trust each other and trust our training, and just have fun, play Georgia softball, because, we've made it here for a reason. And so just trusting that and letting that be our confidence, and picking each other up when we need picking up, and, never giving up and never counting each other out. So just continuing to fight, be gritty, be gutsy, and dare to fail.
Well, good luck this weekend. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
So, doing good, doing good. Tell me about the weekend. What was it like? What was those emotions like when you had that thrilling win against Duke and realized we're going to the Supers?
High emotions for sure. It was a really they punched us, we'd punch back, they punch again, we punch back. It was a real fight for us, and I think it's exciting to see that we were able to come back even when we're down. We didn't put our heads down. We weren't sad that we were down whenever they came and punched back. We just kept fighting for it, and I think we really did. We deserved that win, and we really fought together as a team and linked together, and that's how we were successful at the end.
What have you learned about your team here over the last few weeks here as you've battled and kind of got better and peaked here at the regional as you make this postseason run?
I definitely have learned that we're able to do big things. As long as we're all linked together and we're fighting for one thing, we're able to do anything we put our hearts to, our drive to, and it's all comes down to how gritty we could be as a team, not just as individuals. So I think that's what's going to be really important for this weekend and this series is how gritty we can get and how much we really want this, and it will show in the results for each and every game.
How have you grown as a player now compared to the start of the year?
I definitely would say that learning your teammates, being able to understand one another and learning how to pick someone up, if anything. Like some people need that drive, need that motivation from another teammate, like, hey, we got this, like, let's work together. And I think that's really helped me in the end because it shows just leadership around the whole team, whoever could do that. And it grows a team from trust to grit together and just really linked together. Yeah.
Who are the leaders on this team? Talk about it. Who are the leaders? Who are the vocal leaders that kind of step up when something needs to be said?
I definitely don't think it's just one or two people, an individual. I think everyone on this team has a job to do that, and we all pitch in and become like the leaders of the team. We're all individual leaders. There's not just certain people. We all have a job and we all obtain it. And that's how we become successful. It's not just one or two people, it's this whole team pitching in their sense.
Obviously, you play Florida again. You played them earlier. You played them earlier in the year. What stands out about that matchup? What did you learn from Athens that you guys will use this weekend against them?
Florida has real good hitters, but I think the benefit of this all is we've played them before. We know what they have, and we're taking that advantage of that. We gonna bring our best bats out, our best defense out. And like I said, it's just a real benefit to us that we've played them before. We've seen what they got, seen what they could bring to the table. And I think it's going to be an exciting series.
Well, we wish you good luck this weekend. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eric, we still got you?
All right. Yeah. Do you got me now?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me, what's it feel like here, preparation here for this super regional against Florida?
Oh, yeah, we've been working super hard since the SEC tournament. Our practices have probably by far been the most intense and beneficial, like probably all year. We've just been getting after it and working to get 1% better every single day to prepare for Florida.
How are you different now than when you played them back earlier in the year in Athens?
I think personally, we've just grown as a team tremendously. We've grown to know each other, know how each one of us responds to certain things. We've just come together, and we had a lot of girls come in, freshmen, but we are on the same playing level. Like, I look at all these girls as we've all been here and we all have this whole season under our belt, and we've just all grown into these independent women that can go and use that for Florida.
Does playing them already kind of help you in preparation? Is that something that, gives you confidence that, hey, you've seen them? It's not like a team that you haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, already playing them already puts us ahead of, when we played Duke, we didn't really know what to expect completely since they're in a different conference, but already playing Florida, we know what they're going to bring to the table. I mean, they're a good team. Everyone knows Florida's very good, but having that series already under our belt puts us at a big advantage.
How do you feel this team has grown and you have grown from now compared to the start of the year?
I just think we've grown personally as one of the classified older girls on the team. I think I've grown as a leader and just understanding and forming relationships with all the players on the team. We come in at the start of the season not really knowing each other, but through this whole season we've grown, and this is probably the closest Georgia team I've ever played on. So it's really exciting to see all of us band together and bring all of our talent and all our hard work to this super regional.
The ups and downs of the season, do you feel it got your team closer together and it's helped you here in this postseason as a result?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we definitely had our ups and downs, but like Tony says, don't let your highs be too high and your lows be too low. Just keep that steady ride. And, we've come together and we've had some tough losses, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel that way. Like, I feel as though this team, we can beat anybody. So I'm just ready to get after it.
You mentioned Coach Baldwin. What's it like playing for him and Coach Champer and Coach Fico and the whole staff?
Oh, they're awesome. I absolutely love them. They're great support. Coach Tony and Coach Slew, they're like parents away from home. Coach Fico's our pitching coach, and so I'm an infielder, but she's awesome too. And they just always have our back, so much confidence. They have so much belief in us that we're going to get the job done.
That Duke game on Sunday, describe what was it like to be a part of that game? That was one of the wildest games of the season and obviously of the weekend, back and forth. What would take me through that as a player? What was that like?
It was so exciting. Like some of the fans even said that it felt almost like a boxing match because they would score and we would score and it was just back and forth. But we would go behind, but it never actually felt like we were behind because we didn't play that way. Like I always knew that we were going to come back, and whether it was the bottom of the sixth when we come back or whenever, I just knew that we had trained so hard and we were just going to lay it all out on the table to get that win.
You had so many similar games, not as high scoring, but similar games like the Oklahoma game. I'll never forget when you beat Oklahoma. That was a back and forth game. The games like that help you in like Sunday against Duke pull that off.
Oh yeah, I mean, those wins, I mean, those games are so much fun. Like you'll never forget those type of games, and just playing a team. I mean, Duke and Oklahoma are very good teams, and just being able to pull that victory out is just a really big accomplishment, and just showing that all of us have worked so hard. We've been little girls and pushing to get to this moment right now, and just knowing it's all worth it, and just going out and laying it all on the table.
What did it mean to be home for that regional? That's a memorable regional for Georgia fans. They're going to remember that region. What was it like to play in front of the fans, playing at home?
Oh, it's huge. Just being able to host, like having all our fans there and backing us, and hearing our fans have a competition of cheering against Duke's fans. Like it pumps you up, and it gives you that adrenaline rush that honestly I think helps you perform better.
What's the keys this weekend to being successful against a good Florida team?
I was just saying, trust our training. We've worked super hard. We're all very talented, both teams. And it's just whoever does the little things will pull out that victory. So just having attention to detail and trust in our training will be the key principles of winning.
Well, we wish you good luck this week, and thank you for taking the time.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Abby.
Uh-huh.
Eric,